Gemini, this is your November 2021 soul story. This month there is going to be a collision of destiny and dreams, and you need to prepare. So my name's Romy. Welcome to my channel. If you have a sun rising or your moon is in the sign, then this is a general reading, and we're going to be giving you some insight. We're going to break down the energies and give you some astrological dates to be aware of so that you feel more empowered and equipped to move through the next few weeks. So we're coming into Scorpio season, a time of accelerated change, and we open up with the energy of the Ace of Cups for you. That is a time of renewal, and you can see those butterflies just bursting forth from the cup that she holds. You know, you're going to be surprised in terms of some of the things that are about to burst into your life, burst onto the scene. Here's the thing, Scorpio season, it's about a complete sense of transformation, a rebirth energy to be working with. Now, Scorpio energy requires a level of emotional intimacy, and there's an intensity there that might feel a little bit uncomfortable. In your preparing, in your readiness to receive, undoubtedly it's going to come to the point where you're going to be asking yourself some of those questions that say, you know, it's not about being better, it's about feeling freer. And you're going to have to decide that you want to be where you are, rooted in this moment, making the decision that you can find aspects of your life right now that are serving you, that are working for you, so that your energy, your balance, your connection, mind, body, and soul is at the right vibration to be able to actually allow in what is coming for you. Now, there is an aspect, of course, always with the Ace of Cups about taking care of oneself, and Scorpio energy is 6th house for you, so it's about the rituals, it's about the day-to-day practices that you have in place and how that allows the nourishment of what it means for you to kind of feel able to go out into this world and to actually show up for the things that matter to you, to be present and available to the people that you care about. So, you know, we really want you to be thinking about what that person looks like, you know, what they embody, like what are the routines and the rituals and the practices and the way that they devote themselves, because the more you start to think about that, you're really going to help to align with that version of self that's coming in. Now, the new moon in Scorpio is going to arrive on the 4th of the month. It's opposite Uranus at 12 degrees. So there's a beautiful moment of breakthrough coming, but there's also a restlessness here in energy. And I think at this point in time, you're going to have to be able to give yourself permission, Gemini, to go after what you really want. The Queen of Pentacles, again, is bringing forth this nourishment. She's saying, okay, it's time to get on and do. Sometimes, you know, when we can't figure out what we want, the only way to get that idea out of our head is to actually begin, to actually start, to initiate it, to try. And that way we get a much clearer indication of actually how it feels. And therefore we can make a clearer decision as to what's right for us. Now, this month does have an accelerated change with all of the planets shifting direct. That means that there's been a lot of lessons learned from this retrograde season. So the processing and the integration of that is powerful, but it's also a time to take inspired action and to get on and start the deliverance of what you now know. Now, Queen of Pentacles could be an earth sign energy here, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. It's next to the Ace of Cups here. So yes, there may be some instance of conversation, connection, even new love that's coming in around this. But what she's also showing me here is that you have to love who you are. You have to love what you do in order for it to continue to sustain you and to nurture and nourish you. The Queen of Pentacles has rich, fertile energy. And right now you're standing at this precipice where since March 2020, there's been an activation of you moving into the highest destiny point with this North Node in your sign. We are coming to a point of clear up with that. We are wrapping it up next month with the final eclipse in Sagittarius. How has it changed you? What has it shown you about yourself? What are the things that you still feel are have been left unsaid or undone? Because there's this time of kind of really wanting to push, almost a sense of urgency of getting where you need to be in order to start to kind of really allow that path to unfold now powerfully as we move into the new axis of Taurus and Scorpio with the lunar eclipse coming in on the 19th of this month. So there is this aspect of you being busy, but also this balance of saying you need to take care of yourself so there isn't a burnout energy going on with that Ace of Cups as well. So that being restorative back into your own energy is going to be so important. Less force and more flow. We don't want you to wait for things to start happening, Gemini. This is a time to start living your life. If you feel like you are on someone else's timeline, if you are waiting for that decision, if you are feeling disempowered in the direction of your own life, there are aspects showing up, energies coming your way. And this collision of destiny and dreams, what do we mean by this? There's a fated aspect, this renewal, this rebirth, judgment energy coming in here and saying, now's the time. You know, there's no more waiting around. If something isn't flowing, if it feels resistant, if you're not getting traction with it, then I see you turning in the direction to say, okay, well, I have to take charge and take back control because this is what I know I really want. You know, you're not supposed to be at the beck and call of other people. You're not supposed to be kind of propping up the line, being the backbone for everyone and everything. It is a time to deeply examine why you want what you want. Because what's meant for you, what's here for you, it's already aligning. Now, Venus is going to move into the sign of Capricorn on the 5th. In this earth sign, we have high expectations and there's some serious conversations about commitment, about going for the long-term option with things. But here's a heads up, Venus is going to be moving retrograde in December in the sign of Capricorn. And so the shadow will begin on the 18th of this month. So you're going to be feeling into the themes of that. And we've got the Two of Cups here. So a sure sign it's going to be hitting on one or more relationships in your life. So you're going to be experiencing what it is that's going to be thrown up during that retrograde, during that time when shadow energy comes in. So we also have Mercury coming into Scorpio on the 5th of the month. And remember, Scorpio energy does want to bond, to merge, to come together. And Mercury moving through this water sign is intense. You know, conversations are deep and meaningful. They are questioning, they are revealing. And this layer of transparency that's now going to be permeating all the way through the month, I think is going to be refreshing for you. You know, the love that you have for someone, for something, you know, it's bursting out of you here in terms of this cup. So it's very clear on what your desires are. You're not going to be able to shove them away or kind of disown them or avoid them. They're going to be out there. And that again might feel uncomfortable because you may have to then face aspects of yourself or a situation that aren't necessarily black and white, trying to resolve things that feel a little bit uncomfortable. Remember, Scorpio energy rules the 8th house, and that's all about a regenerative time, but it goes deep down into the shadow work, into the aspects of self that feel taboo, you know, and in order to kind of come up with that opportunity for complete transformation within yourself, within your relationships, then sometimes it means asking the difficult questions. So allowing that collision, remember a collision happens and then there's a chaos that ensues as a result of that. That's our eclipse energy. We're coming into the new portal. Lunar full moon eclipse in Taurus in your 12th house on the 19th, 27 degrees, squaring Jupiter, trining Pluto. What does that mean? It means that Jupiter wants it to expand. Taurus wants it to be meaningful, sustainable, permanent, lasting. Trining with Pluto says that this is good for you and you actually want the change for yourself, but that square is creating a pressure. And sometimes things can happen really suddenly, you know, almost feeling like they're out of our control. But when destiny comes in and it collides with those dreams, there's a moment that says, here you go, Gemini. Are you going to take your chance? And, you know, last month we had so much of that moon energy where that uncertainty and that confusion was really permeating your reading. Here we have a crystal clear clarity, 6 of Pentacles. Is it enough? That's the question you're going to be asking yourself. You know, is what I am receiving from this situation, this experience, this person, this life, is enough for me? You're going to examine, that question, why you want it. And that's important because one of the bigger themes here is about the clarity of our energy investment. And so if you have been pouring your time and energy into something that is yet to deliver results for you, on an intuitive level, this might be the time where you're like, okay, I can't sustain this if I'm to be able to breathe in other areas of my life. Or perhaps you're feeling into, this is worth it, I have to keep going and to push through. So there's going to be outside fated events that feel like they're going off like ambulance sirens all around you this month, but there's going to be an invitation for you to also dig deeper into the self and sort of find that real truth of saying, like, what am I actually feeling about this? Because we have to be clear about our readiness to receive. We have to be preparing internally for what we want to manifest externally. And if it is an increase in energy flow, which really the Six of Pentacles is indicating, there's an increase of energy, be it fiscally, be it emotionally, whatever it is that you need to come forth to nourish you, it's showing up here by way of alliance, by way of union. But there's a lot of emphasis here around the loyalty and the commitment that you're making to yourself in terms of that sense of your own value consciousness, like how you actually respect your own time, what you're giving out versus what you're giving back into the self. But also, can you see how that in and of itself prepares your energy environment for what you want externally to show up for you? You have to create the container. You have to be the one that gives you that level of respect, that level of abundance, that love, that environment for fertility, for those rich, beautiful, creative ideas and inspiration to flow. That's when things are magnetically drawn towards you. So that Six of Pentacles says, the energy flow is on its way, but is it enough? Well, it's going to be enough if you're giving more than enough back to the self, is I suppose what we want to answer with that. Now, what we also want to recognize, Magician energy here, is that we have the 1111 portal coming in November. Beautiful time for ascension. Activation codes coming in, accelerated understanding, a beautiful time to balance that masculine and feminine energy within yourself. You're very used to the polarization, the sense of duality as a sign as you work with that twin energy. But this is also a time to consider twin flame energy. So that might also be something playing out for some of you during this time. Most important thing to remember during 1111 is that you have to call your energy back in order to be able to harness and work with it for those instant manifestations to show up for you. If you have been depleted, if you have scattergunned your energy, if you have been giving left, right and center, propping up, being the energy source for too many other things, too many people, whatever it is, then you're coming from a place of depletion, and therefore anything you're trying to manifest, you're trying to receive, you're trying to integrate, is kind of almost carrying a dead weight around it. So we want to be free and clear of that so that we are ready to receive then what we're asking for. Now, your Magician says you have what you need. The power is within you. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be bringing it together in new ways. We're going to be blending and alchemizing. But remember, the gold is the outcome, but you got to get messy in the process of it, And even the Judgment energy, as she sort of blows in this horn, like all of that sound waves are kind of making their way down into the Magician. So it just feels like the reverberation of something, the reverberation of something is going to feel quite intense this month for you, but at the same time, like, you are poised and ready to be able to harness and work with that energy, find your voice and actually express it. You have something to say, you need to say it. You have something to share, you need to share it. There is an ability here to spin situations and make them work for you. So I really like that the Magician is showing up. It works beautifully well with your Mercurial mercurial energy. We also have a lot of support from the asteroid goddess energies this month. Pallas Athena is shifting direct in Pisces on the 8th. So you're going to be really cultivating a new strategy that you feel very devoted to, that you know is good for you. And, that's coming in terms of being connected with what your creativity is demonstrating, with, the romanticism of like how you're seeing life and what you want for yourself, really tapping into those kind of hopes and dreams. Knight of Wands suggests here that something's on the move. Now, we have beautiful green light energy in November. Wonderful time to launch, to drive forward with change, to make moves, to make major investments, agreements to form, ahead of the Venus moving retrograde in December again. This is the time to kind of really harness that sort of clear, wide open road. Now, the Knight of Wands sometimes acts very impulsively, and you're well versed with that kind of an approach, Gemini. Sometimes you'll speak before you think, but there's heart energy in it. When we look at the Knight of Wands, he's bringing all the spirit, all the fire, all the drive, and there's important news and messages and information coming your way. You are going to have to jump through a few hoops. You're going to have to clear some challenging, tricky situations in order to arrive at the destination that Spirit want you to be at this month. But you're going to have a strategy in place to make that happen. And the most important thing is that you keep really clear. That 6th house energy is like how you move through the world. It's taking care of your health, your well-being, the balance that you need to maintain is going to mean that when you have those really productive, spurts of energy, that you're not going to burn out from it, or if things happen very quickly or in a flurry, you're going to be able to kind of hold your center with it. Now, we also have Juno, the asteroid goddess, moving into Capricorn alongside Venus on the 14th. Now, she rules, of course, contracts, marriages, unions, partnerships. So again, this air of commitment, this air of loyalty, this air of going the distance. Can we make it happen? Can we make it work? And really kind of scrutinizing that from a non-emotional place. It's almost like, okay, we need a strategy here. If this relationship is to evolve, if this professional partnership or agreement is to, sustain and kind of stand the test of time, what are we going to put in place to make that happen? So you've got King of Pentacles here, Earth energy, right at the root of your reading. And again, sort of you're anchoring this King and Queen. I really like that. The Earth energy is grounding something in. It's making it tangible. It's making it feel real to you. So what I'm going to say to you is real results. Real results this month, Gemini, where you're focusing your energy. And that's why it's so important that your clarity of energy investment is really on point. Yeah. But we also have the goddess Vesta moving into Sagittarius, helping you to embody those values, helping you to walk your talk. Really, really important. You're going to be dealing with this new eclipse energy in this kind of polarization of like duty versus inspiration, ideas versus manifestation. And as we approach that lunar full moon eclipse in Taurus, there is this sense of, profound revelations coming through. And some of it might be very connected into that sense of security, emotional security. Okay. When we look at the King of Pentacles, also even your fiscal security. And the moon energy is showing up again. Okay. We haven't quite cleared out what's going on with this uncertainty here, something that you're still waiting for the sense of a green light or how to move forward. But let's just talk about the moon again, okay? So here we have this need to unlock something deep in the subconscious. That 12th house energy of the Taurus full moon for you is deeply spiritual. It's really interconnected in terms of like you understanding yourself as a soul being here, really allowing things to arrive from your subconscious thoughts and teach you what the next step is for you. And sometimes with the moon energy, we can't affect what's going on externally. We have to return and go inwards to really make sense of things properly. The moon also suggests that the mask is slipping, that where you have either deceived yourself, because sometimes when we're like why am I not getting results? Why is this not shown up? Why has this not happened? If we're really, really, really honest with ourselves, we know that there are still things that we're doing that may be hurtful or sabotaging or damaging to the thing that we're actually saying that we want. So like we said, our readiness to receive isn't there. So what is the preparation that you need to do? This is also about your nervous system, Gemini. This is about preparing for bigger energetic frequency changes that are happening now. This is a month that matters so much in terms of choices and decisions that you make, where you get to put your own health and well-being first, and everything else flows from that. And, as you observe what is going on around you, whether there is deception, whether there is confusion or things not being presented to you in a way that is true, because at the end of the day, your instincts and your intuition is going to be guiding you really strongly. So that moon can't affect the amount of crystal clarity that you have across the board in your reading. So this may be a pocket of something. Now, the thing to also keep in mind is as we come into Sagittarius season from the 21st, we're into 7th house energy. It's like mirror energy. So it also shows you those shadow aspects of the self. So in your relationships, personally and professionally and romantically, you're also going to be coming up against things that do make you feel slightly out of balance, displaced, as you figure out, what does this mean? What is this showing me about the self? Now, the positive thing with Sagittarius energy is that there is big, bold, new horizons of possibility forming. Mercury shifts into the sign on the 24th, and you're really going to be ready to learn new things. You're going to be ready to see yourself in a different way. But as these dreams and as destiny kind of collides for you this month of November, creating this impetus for real meaningful change, there's something here about you saying, I have to go, I have to move in this direction. And you will give yourself permission to do that. Now, there's a whole series of really sweet aspects that are lining up right at the end of the month as well. So it's like, as you build towards that, as you kind of really dig deep into yourself and kind of figure out what is actually important and where you want to direct your energy, then you're getting almost like a tailwind coming in, especially the 28th and the 30th. It's a really positive time of the month, okay, to be able to work with. And that's when I really want you to be harnessing that magician energy to come through, and that Knight of Wands to kind of galvanize you. There's a real air of change here for you. And as we do wrap up, there's an awful lot of karmic clearing happening as we come out of that North Node in your sign, Gemini. So be prepared for where that's going to show up and how it's going to impact you. Let's take a look and see how these oracle cards want to reflect. So this is the new deck by Yasmin. It's the Moonology Manifestation Oracle. I put all of the decks in the description box underneath if you're curious. Okay, Gemini. All right, we've got full moon in Libra. Find a balance. Yeah, find a balance. So important, especially in 6th house energy. It's about showing up in the world and, not depleting yourself, not burning out, not going to the extremes in any area of your life. It's finding that moderation, finding that temperate balance. Of course, Libra is linked into that sign of partnerships and relationships. So it's also about how do you find a balance within those dynamics in your world as well. It's going to be a firm focus and emphasis. And full moons are about release. They're about revelation. They're about coming to a time when you recognize something has come to a point of completion. A chapter is closing, and so in order to facilitate what that new beginning then starts to look like for you, there has to be a recognition of the lessons learned and what you're going to do with that. And like we said, it may feel a little bit uncomfortable at periods during this month where these kind of ambulance sirens are all around you, but you are going to get out of your head and you're going to start to get into your body, and you're going to understand what it is that it's telling you and how you're feeling, okay? And from that, I feel that we've got some really sudden breakthrough energy showing up. So this is the Starcodes Astro Oracle. Let's have a look here. Oh, sweet. We have Gemini. I love that for you. Okay. Cross-pollinate. Well, you've got the honeybees here. So there's definitely some sweetness that wants to come in. Of course, showing up with your energy, there's just a strengthening here. You know what's right for you, Gem. You know what direction you're meant to be moving. You know what it's going to take. You know how to take care of yourself. Just get on and get busy with doing that. You are going to be a busy bee though. I mean, literally Queen of Pentacles and the honeybees here. So whatever you're focusing your attention on, there's going to be a lot to do, but it feels really meaningful and fruitful because like we said, we've got the Six of Pentacles bringing more energy in. You know, we have the explosion of these butterflies saying that you're bursting onto the scene or something's bursting out, and the Magician again is just like making it happen. So there is something really beautiful about you being able to make it happen this month. Okay, bees are so necessary, aren't they? They're kind of that beautiful bridge that we have. So you are important. You are so important, more than you realize in so many ways, you know, in the people, whose lives you touch, in the way that you make an impact in the world. And the more you start to realize that by taking care of yourself and honoring and respecting you in the way that you do others, it's going to make such a revolutionary change for you. Let's have a look. These are the Sacred Light Oracle. Okay, angelic realms, a team effort, charity, validation, patience. I love that we have these white horses and we've got the white wolves here. We've got this beautiful angel of divine protection here coming in for you. I mean, it's such a high frequency energy here. It's really beautiful. You're not alone. You've got so much support in spirit guiding you right now. You got to trust in your intuition. This is not about being better. It's about feeling freer. I'm going to go back to that because those horses are just wanting to kind of start charging, and there's just like this beautiful, beautiful, wild hope and sort of sense of change that's coming in here. The charity is interesting because Six of Pentacles is often about that charitable endeavour, you know. Does charity begin at home, or are you going to be involved in something a little bit more altruistic this month? But validation coming through as well. Cross-pollinate and a team effort also suggests that you may be working with others or combining forces in order to effect change or to bring about an outcome or to, see something come to fruition. So also be open to the idea and the energy of that. Remember, you have the wisdom to draw on from the King of Pentacles. Like the way he's got to the position that he has, he knows what he's doing, and now he's kind of bringing all of that wisdom and experience to bear, and there's something really trusted about that. And I feel that, when we take his expression from your perspective, it works well. Yes, he's, side by side with the moon. So if it is a person, there may be a little bit of uncertainty there. But at the same time, I feel overall with the anchoring of this king and queen, there's something about a powerful union, alliance, partnership that's showing up or is in and around you that's going to be really significant, Gemini. So this is a general reading for November. I'm just going to invite you to think about a question that might not have come out in the main spread for you, and we'll just go ahead and pull a couple of cards specifically on that question. Okay. Right, I'm just going to go ahead and clarify this main 9-card spread. So just going to begin with this Ace of Cups energy. What have we got coming in with this new beginning? 6 of Swords. Beautiful Rite of Passage, Queen of Wands. So much more energy coming in here. Mastery, beautiful. So the Queen of Pentacles, 4 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups. Another Magician. I like this for you. Spinning Gold, Judgment, 7 of Pentacles. Big, deep questioning assessment time in November for you. Oh, another Judgment. Wow. The truth is coming through. Oh, King of Pentacles there. interesting clarifier over the Six of Pentacles. Maybe a water sign that's kind of impacting, interfering, influencing things. We'll take a look at that. Oh, Wheel of Fortune. There's a very generative energy coming through for you here. We've got the Sun. Another Ace of Cups. Beautiful. Chariot. Another 6. Oh. As the Lovers wanted to come out, another of the Gemini cards. And finally, the Star. Oh, beautiful. Okay, Gemini, if you would like to join me for the extended version of this reading, we will talk for another 20 minutes or so. We'll go into these details and pull out some additional insights for you. We'll cover off your personal question. It's a way to support my channel. You can find the link for this extended reading in the description box and the comment section underneath. I really appreciate those of you that join me there. Please be sure to check out, your full sun, rising and moon across all the soul stories to get a really clear, comprehensive oversight of what November's energies can deliver for you. And thank you for being here. I hope you find that these are resonant for you as the energies continue to unfold throughout the month. Make sure you check back in, and if you've enjoyed it, please do drop me a like, a comment, make sure you're subscribed, and share it with people that you think would find some value from it. Thank you. I will see you again next month. You take good care.